Should you rebuild trust after infidelity, or should you move on? Infidelity, it's a word that carries a heavy weight, and if you've been on the receiving end of it, you know just how deeply it can cut. Betrayal by someone you love and trust feels like a hurricane tearing through your heart, leaving destruction in its wake. You're likely grappling with an avalanche of emotions and questions. Why did this happen? Do I still love them? Can I ever trust them again? Should I try to rebuild what we had, or is it better to walk away? These are big questions with no easy answers. But what's clear is that infidelity shakes the very foundation of trust in a relationship. It brings confusion, doubt, anger, and sadness. To help you navigate this, we'll explore two paths: rebuilding trust and moving on. Along the way, we'll focus on real-life perspectives and psychological insights to help you figure out what might be best for you. When you first discover infidelity, your emotions can be all over the place. Let's talk about what many people experience. 1. Shock and disbelief. You might feel like you're stuck in a nightmare you can't wake up from. Questions race through your mind: how, when, and why. At first, it might not even feel real. 2. Anger and resentment. The pain of betrayal often triggers anger. You may direct it toward your partner, but sometimes it turns inward, leaving you blaming yourself. 3. Insecurity and self-doubt. Thoughts like, was I not enough? Or what did they find in someone else that I couldn't give? Can creep in, even though it's not your fault. 4. Confusion and ambivalence. Do you try to repair the relationship or let it go? It's normal to feel torn between these options, unsure which path leads to healing. It's okay to feel all of this and more. Your emotions are valid, but before making any decisions, give yourself the time and space to process. Acting too quickly while in an emotional fog can lead to regrets later. So, rebuilding trust after infidelity? Is it possible? If you're contemplating the idea of rebuilding trust after infidelity, it's essential to understand that it's not an easy or quick process. Trust, once broken, doesn't heal overnight, and the journey towards rebuilding it requires a significant amount of effort, patience, and emotional work from both partners. First, commitment to change. For rebuilding to even be possible, the unfaithful partner must take full responsibility for their actions. There's no room for excuses or blaming others. They need to genuinely understand the pain they've caused and be willing to commit to change. Without this, there's no foundation for healing. Second, openness and transparency. Healing after infidelity often involves having tough conversations. The unfaithful partner needs to be open about what happened and answer questions honestly, even if it's uncomfortable. It's not about rehashing the pain, but giving the betrayed partner the clarity they need to move forward. For example, take Sarah and James. James cheated on Sarah, and when confronted, he initially shut down, refusing to discuss the details. This only deepened Sarah's mistrust. Once he finally opened up, shared the truth, and allowed her to express her feelings, they began to slowly rebuild trust. Third, rebuilding intimacy. Infidelity doesn't just damage emotional trust, it often breaks physical intimacy too. Reconnecting on both levels is crucial. This doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small gestures like holding hands, spending quality time together, and gradually working toward deeper intimacy as trust grows. Fourth, forgiveness and healing. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or pretending the betrayal didn't happen. Instead, it's a way to free yourself from the constant weight of anger and resentment. Forgiveness is a process, and it's one that only you can decide to embark on when you're ready. Think of it like rebuilding a house after a storm. It takes effort, and you'll need to rebuild stronger walls, ones that can withstand future challenges. Now, let's talk about the most awaited question: should you move on? While rebuilding trust after infidelity is possible, it's not always the right choice. Moving on may, in some cases, be the healthier decision, especially if the emotional toll of betrayal becomes too overwhelming or if the trust cannot be restored. Here are some signs it might be time to move on. Number 1, repeated infidelity. If your partner has cheated more than once, it's a pattern, not a mistake. Breaking this cycle often requires more than just promises. It requires a level of accountability that they may not be willing to embrace. Take Mia's story, for example. After forgiving her partner twice, she realized the third betrayal was a clear sign that he wasn't going to change. Letting go was painful, but it ultimately allowed her to rebuild her self-worth and find a healthier relationship. Number 2, lack of remorse. A partner who refuses to apologize or doesn't show genuine regret for their actions might not be ready or capable of repairing the damage. If they don't acknowledge the pain they've caused, it's unlikely they'll put in the work needed to rebuild trust. Number 3, Emotional or physical abuse. If infidelity is part of a larger pattern of abusive behavior, staying in the relationship can be harmful to your emotional and physical well-being. Protecting yourself should always come first. Number 4, the bond is broken beyond repair. Sometimes the betrayal is so deep that the emotional connection feels irreparable. If you find that you no longer feel love or respect for your partner, or if being with them constantly reopens the wound, it may be healthier to walk away. Whether you decide to rebuild or move on, the most important step is prioritizing your own healing. Here's how you can take care of yourself. First, lean on your support system. Talk to trusted friends or family members who can provide a listening ear and unbiased perspective. Second, focus on self-care. Infidelity often leaves people neglecting themselves. Reconnect with hobbies, interests, and activities that bring you joy. Remember, healing isn't linear. There will be ups and downs, but every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. At the end of the day, only you can decide whether to rebuild or move on. There's no right or wrong choice, just the one that feels right for you. If you choose to stay and rebuild, know that it's possible with effort and commitment from both partners. If you choose to move on, trust that you're making space for a relationship that aligns with the love and respect you deserve. Infidelity is one of the hardest challenges a relationship can face, but it doesn't define your worth or your future. Whether you choose to rebuild trust or move on, remember, you are strong, deserving of love, and capable of creating a brighter tomorrow. Thank you for joining me on this journey through a tough but important topic. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more insights on relationships, healing, and personal growth. Check out the recommended videos on your screen for more advice and encouragement. See you there.